Welcome everybody back with a video. Today we'll be strictly talking about the coin shop. Coin shop is going to be leaving in the next day or so. I will be talking about Armitha, Conquer Lilius, Archdemon Shadow later on, either today or tomorrow. I'm not too sure. Today we are strictly talking about this current rotation of the coin shop. I do believe Zeo and Dragon Brysenia are far superior to Conquer Lilius, Archdemon Shadow, and Silverblade Armitha. Let's get into it. I got a lot of questions talking about the specific coin shop, and now that we know the next coin shop, I highly recommend picking up at least one of these two characters. So, Specialman says, yes, he's getting a buff, but honestly, I feel like 50% effectiveness. It's nice. I do like that. I do like that quite a bit. You don't really need much to tag some. Like, if someone runs like 100 ER, he's getting 50% free, and even if you have like just one effectiveness subset anywhere, he should be able to tag him, which is pretty good in hindsight. But I feel like they should have just gone there and just give him Ignore ER. Literally, just make this Ignore ER. Now it could be a menace, that's why they don't want to do it. But honestly, I've seen some broken stuff that have Ignore ER, such as Luna, right? Soulburn guaranteed Ignore ER. So like, I feel like it wouldn't be the end of the world, but again, this character is kind of insane. His DPS output, if you played around with this says, and people build him tanky, kind of bulky, the amount of damage he can do on his S3 is insane. Literally insane. Like, it's crazy. Like, I love this character. But sadly, I can't really use him that much because honestly, I really do not like relying on a character that stuns, nor do I really want to rely on a character that, basically, he doesn't have a guaranteed way to stun. Actually, you know what? Now I got an idea for a video. We'll figure that out later on. But now let's get into Zeo. But yeah, I don't really think Specialman says worth picking up. I like him. I love him and all that. But I feel like they should just scrap the whole effectiveness 50%. Give him Ignore ER. So at least he has it to do by himself. I think it'll be perfectly fine. He's an MO5 character. Let's be honest. All PvP MO5, literally all MO5 characters are strictly for PvP. So it's not going to be that bad to give him Ignore ER. Right? Surely, right? Now let's talk about Zeo and Dragon Brysenia. These two characters are literally insane. If you are clear, you really want Zeo. If you want to deal with Harseti, you want to have Zeo. If you want to deal with any Renox, you want to have Zeo. This character will be more than likely taking a first turn every single time. Now, let's go ahead and go show my builds to really give you an idea in terms of how normally Zeos are built. There are two type of builds. I am tempted to buy a second Zeo, literally because I already know the next coin shop. So I'm like, you know what? I could buy Zeo and I can make another one because I do love an effectiveness one. So, but before I continue on, I will say this right off the bat. Potentially, in September, it could be MO Luna inside the coin shop. This could be a dead month. More than likely, it is a dead month, right? They will have a dead month, and then after that, it should be MO Luna. So just be careful with your coins. I'll be extremely careful with your coins. If you think you can get 40 coins by the time Luna comes around, all power to you. Same thing with Ilanov. But keep in mind, we should get a headhunt very, very soon. But the problem with the headhunt is, if it goes up to Para, it's going to be a tough choice for a lot of people. Because I know some people don't have Ilanov, they don't have Luna, they don't have Para. And well, if I was in their shoes, because I have Luna, I have Ilanov. But I don't have Para or Lua. And if I were in that predicament, I have no idea what I would be choosing. Alright? So just keep that in mind. We may be getting a headhunt very, very soon. So just be wisey with your coins, right? But let's talk about Zeo. Zeo, you could go either two builds. Either a 200 plus effectiveness Zeo or a DPS Zeo like you do see here. Now, I do normally have him on the attack percent. I rarely use Zeo right now, currently in Arena. I like having at least 89% for Arena's sake. But obviously, it just comes down to you in terms of how you really want to build him, right? You could go mega DPS Zeo if you really want to, or you could have a 200 plus effectiveness Zeo and go crazy because he's pretty easy to build, right? Now, I do recommend you at least want over 275 speed. Mine is currently 271. That's because I do Arena. I'm not really so much worried about like 330 Renox and all that. RTA, little bit different. Crazy people in there. A lot of people with speed gear and everything, right? So ideally, you want a 275 Zeo. A 270 Zeo can get outraced. Basically, they can race Zeo at 270, right? But at 275, 280 plus, and all that, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more complicated because of his passive. His passive will give him an additional 20% CR at the start of the battle, which is why he will always take the first turn, especially versus Harseti. If you are struggling versus Harseti still, he's a very good option. But he's literally just a cleave unit, so just keep that in mind. Imprints are free. If you waste gold transmit stones, it's definitely worth it to 100%. Imprint, attack percent, fantastic. And self-imprint, effectiveness, literally perfect. Perfect, man. I like this. I like this a lot. S3, it is going to be doing basically 50% of their damage. 50% of their HP if there's no Ivanov. It is crazy the amount of damage he does, right? He has silence for 1 turn, decreasing their combat radius by 40%, grants Defy, which increases his critical hit chance by 50%, and when attacked, grants 50% damage reduction, which is why you only need 50% CR for Zio. Really like that. Really like that a lot, right? He's very, very good. Soul Burn dispels all buffs. Fantastic. Self attack buff on SA1, and then penetrate the target's defense by 50%. Again, it's such a crazy unit. He's so good, right? He's an episode unit, so he's going to be guaranteed to be good. Now, he's definitely worth picking up. Now, in terms of arena sake, I'm saying this right now, in arena, I use him maybe like 2% of the time. Don't use him that much anymore. RTA purposes, he's going to be fantastic. Guild War, he's going to be fantastic. Just arena right now, currently in this season, I don't really use this character that much. Right. I've uploaded many arena videos. I'm potentially going to be streaming my arena push later in the week. And you will see I don't really use Zeal that much, right? He's good. I think he's good. But if you are not a cleaver, I wouldn't pick him up. I would definitely waste your coins on the good old girl, Bride Senya. Now, I do have 2 Bride Senyas. If you've been watching me the channel over the last month or so, you have seen I pulled 3 Bride Senyas. So therefore, I have 2 for sure to build. Now, Dragon Bride Senya, MVP of this arena season already. She can just auto everything. She is absolutely insane. Now, do I really recommend this character if you don't have 3F? Yes. I feel like, yes, 3F is nice and all for arena. I don't really think you need it. I don't think you need it for arena. RTA, it's a little bit different. You kind of want 3F for RTA purposes. It's still good regardless. Again, even if you don't have 3F for this character, she is still fantastic. Now you're going to ask me, oh, Envy, why isn't your S1 mullet? I don't have the mullet gores. I bought the second Straze, so I don't have enough mullet gores to mullet her S1. But honestly, it doesn't matter. I really only need the S2 and the S3, and that's really about it. But again, for RTA, please plus 15 her. She's 100% worth it. But yeah, this character is insane. She will make your life so easy in arena. I quick battle anytime. Actually, you can literally quick battle like 90%, 95% of the defenses inside of arena. Like, there's nothing stopping her. Even if FCC there, they don't care. I can literally still auto battle, quick battle with her, or auto. She is fantastic right now. She's always been a good character when it comes to arena and Guild War. Now, she did take a hit, of course, in RTA. She's nowhere near as good as she was before, but honestly, she is still fantastic. Even in the prelims and all that lunatic draft, if they ever were to bring that back, I think she's a fantastic character, especially for game number 2 and game number 3, because there are bans, right? So I feel like she's just such a strong character, still to this day. She had a little downfall, but she is definitely returned. I've been missing out on this character for so long. Again, I recently just bought this character with the coin shop at the beginning of the month, whenever she was inside the coin shop. So like, I've been missing out this entire time. She's been making my life so much easier. Now again, I do recommend more bulk, more defense here. my HP gear ain't that great. I'm just doing with what I got. Right? It ain't the prettiest. I don't want to take some of my defense gear, which is way better for her, but I just don't want to do that. I need that for defense specifically. But yeah, overall, what makes her so good is going to be her passive and her S3. So basically, her passive, she gets basically 10% increased HP. Fantastic. Whoever the ally in the back is, ideally it's going to be your solo DPS carry, Arbiter Villager, BBK, Amiki, and all of them, right? When they go below 50%, she will dispel all debuffs from the caster and the ally in the back row and activates Bride Prayer, which that means she's literally going to be unaffected by any debuffs and some harmful effects. Honestly, I have no idea what some harmful effects is, because honestly, she's literally immune to everything. So I have no idea what they mean by some harmful effects. Like, it's literally everything. She's literally immune to everything. Right? And on top of that, it will turn her S3 into AoE. And it will reset her S3 once this procs. And on top of that, she's going to be doing an additional 2,500 damage. 2500 damage extra on her S3, and it's AoE. Right? And it's flat. It's flat 2500. So you pair that with 3F, it does absolutely insane damage. This is why people recommend 3F. Again, you don't really need 3F. I think Holy Sack's perfectly fine when it comes to Arena and Guild War. But ideally, 3F is just so much better, right? If you have it. Now S3 attacks the enemy by piercing them and increases combat readiness of the caster and ally in the back row by 30%. Penetrates defense. Yes, penetrates defense. It is crazy. And it does damage proportion to her max HP. And of course, attacks all enemies when the passive is procced. Again, she is such a good character. Now, I really feel like Dragon Bride Senya is just so much stronger. In my opinion, when it comes to Guild War and Arena purposes, I would definitely recommend Bride Senya over Zio. Now, if you are an RTA player strictly, of course, in Guild War, I would pick Zio. Alright? Zio is just so much better in RTA purposes compared to her. Zio is perfect for cleavers, perfect for taking the first turn and all that. It just really comes down to the player you are, right? But other than that, though, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully answered a lot of questions because, again, she is here for another day or so. I really don't want people to miss out on her. I think she's such a good character right now, and it just makes my life so much easier. You can literally do so much with her, and I love that. I like this character. I love when a characters can do that, right? But other than that, though, thanks for watching the video. Hope you have a good day, and peace out.